Okay, this is a training video on how to do a factory setup, what we call a factory setup on brand new collars. So when all the collars come in and you have about, I think at least a dozen collars coming in, receivers coming in, what you want to do right away is go ahead and put a brand new battery in each one of the receivers and set up one of your transmitters with a little short loop like this and go ahead and get all of them set up from the factory setting. So the setup allows people to do the programming. If you don't do the setup, the default is the highest correction level, which will fry the dogs the way Eva did last year. So this is how you go about that. So set up your board like that, connect a little short loop like this, take your power cord, hold these two buttons down. I'm pushing down on those, and while I'm holding them down, you're going to plug in the power cord. The number 10 will come up. I'm going to go through this real slowly, but you can replay this as often as you want to in order to see how this happens. At the same time, have your collars ready in the background. This one's an older one, a different style, but be ready with a fresh battery in each collar. This is what you'll do. Push the bottom button and 11 will show. Push the top button, 12, push the top button, 13, then push the bottom button, 21. Push the bottom button again, 21. Push the bottom button, 30. Push the bottom button, 31. Push the top button until you get to the number 39. Push the bottom button for 40. Push the bottom button, 41. Bottom button, 50. Bottom button, 51. Bottom button, 60. Bottom button, 61. Bottom button, 70. Bottom button, 71. Bottom button, 80. Bottom button, 81. Bottom button, 90. Bottom button, 13. Now top button, 21. Top button, 39. Top button, 41. Top button, 51. Top button, 61. Top button, 71. Top button, 81. Top button, 99. When it gets to 99, you'll push the bottom button, have the receiver in your other hand. When that's flashing, it's looking for the receiver. When it finds it, the light will come on the receiver. Push the bottom button to transmit all that programming into the receiver. It'll come back to 99 and the receiver will start beeping and blinking, basically saying these are the codes that it's received. You don't really have to worry about keeping track of that. You can reprogram as many receivers as once, so you don't have to do all of that each time. You can actually program multiple receivers by going ahead and pushing the bottom button again and make 99 blink. If this collar will cycle fast enough, I'll show you how that happens. That way you don't have to go through all those cycles for each. If you have all your collars lined up with fresh batteries in them, you can get them all knocked out real fast. Okay, so see, I can take this now, and if I push 99, now it's looking for the collar again. We're going to pretend this hasn't been programmed. Now it's linked. Press the bottom button again. So this would be collar number 2. And that way you don't have to cycle through all the programming each time. Again, these beeps and these codes, the flashings, they just basically are saying what the programming was that we just sent over. Okay, so this one's finished, this one's programmed. If you wanted to program another one, you would do the same thing. You would push the bottom button, 99 would begin to flash, and it would transmit all that programming, that same programming, into another collar. Now let's talk about what you would do next if you needed to. So you unplug this, plug it back in, plug it back in. Okay, so 10 is just a random setting. That's not programming anymore. That's the boundary setting. So these collars now, because you've programmed it, are now able to be programmed using the training button. So this is what the customer will do. So if you have to exchange a collar or give somebody a new collar or whatever, the customer is going to do the programming, but this is how they'll do it if they want to adjust the correction level. So if they want to adjust the correction level on the collar, they would push this training button until that code 98 starts to flash. When 98 is flashing, it's looking for the collar. When it finds it, the collar light will come on solid, and you push the bottom button. Oop. I made a mistake and pushed the top button to transmit it. So I'm going to push 98. It's looking for the collar. It found it. Push the top button. Now it's going to flash 1, 2 times, telling us it's on level 2. And then it goes right back to being a boundary. So I'm going to move this collar back down to level 1 by holding the collar up. It sees it. It's talking to it. I'm going to push the bottom button this time. Beep. Now it means it's back down to level 1. I need you to be brave enough to feel this on level 1 so that we can be sure. See this? I can't even feel that in my fingers, so that we can be sure no customer gets zapped like they did last year. Okay, that's it. I can answer any questions over the phone.